Dan.
Oh.
Bonne nuit, mon frère. I know Dan is French. I had to be romantic to get things off to a good start. I brought you flowers.
Wonderful.
And a coffee. Was it? Be careful, it's a bit hot.
Okay, thank you.
You just came from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
I knew you were tired, so and thoughtful.
Yeah, thank you.
I also brought him coffee, which I know he loves, so.
I don't like coffee anyway, so...
¿Qué tal? How are you?
What is it?
¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
How are you?
Spanish.
Oh, I thought it was French. You good?
Ça va?
Ça va, yes.
Yeah.
Ich bin gut.
Yeah, I think his French is not ready yet. He tried to speak a little bit of Spanish, German, so yeah, I was a bit confused at the beginning.
Anyway, so I'm looking for a teammate for life.
For life?
That's why we're here.
Oh, okay.
That's why you're here, right? I know ECS is going on as well, but the main reason you're here is for me.
That's not gonna be easy, but yeah, tell me.
Yeah, you've got some tough competition. It's quite widely known that he credited me with being a role model for him and a sort of father figure. I'm kind of his dad and his special friend. But are you prepared for this tournament? As we already know, you guys are on the rise. You have Alex on your team now.
Yeah, British talent, right?
Yeah. Top guy, what's it like having him on the team?
Well, it's been a long time I know this guy because he's been living in France for years. So he speaks French really fluently, and it's really good to have him because he gives us a lot of power, a lot of work ethic, like a lot of things. Yeah, playing in front of this stage is gonna be good again, but that's been a long time I didn't play.
Yeah. Sorry, I just need a... It's good coffee. Did you try it?
No.
Oh, okay. He's generous. He let me drink the coffee that I gave to him, which was quite, you know, poetic. Now I know that you know my French is great.
Yeah.
I've already spoken a bit of it today, but could you teach me some more French? Maybe some phrases that I could use to impress you?
Well, the first one you should use is voulez-vous coucher avec moi? It's really
Do you want to sleep with me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'd like to spend some more time with you over the week.
Yeah.
And good luck in the competition as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Have a good one.
Cool, Dan.
The flowers is the thing I love the most as a person, so I was really happy. I felt like he knew me already, so yeah, it's been fantastic to have those flowers.
Bonjour.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Easy to confuse the two. I just want to say I'm really happy to have met Dan on a more personal level, and a big shout out to our fans in France, and I guess all there is left to say is bon appétit.
Well, we saw Apex gaining some success in his dating life there, but now it's time to see whether he's going to gain that same success in his professional career as we're going into the last best of 3 of the day. It's Vitality versus North.
I really hope that he will do better in this game than what we just saw transpire here. I know Pala's a sweet guy, but yikes.
He tried really hard. The coffee, the flowers, all this attention.
Yeah.
Got to give an A for effort.
Well, I mean, I think we're going to see him do that to a couple of players over the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But, of course, we've got to talk about the game in hand. Huh? It is our Group B bracket. We're putting it up there. So, obviously, Vitality versus North is our qualifying deciding match to see who will be going through straight to Saturday and skipping tomorrow's lower bracket games. How are you guys what are you making of coming into this game?
I mean, we did see North make a great comeback against MIBR, and I think there was, you know, obviously kudos to North for doing that, but there was MIBR dropping the ball. They should have won that game. They were in the lead of that game 13-3. They won the pistol round. They had every single chance they needed to win that one. So North is going to feel happy about getting this second chance, so to speak, whereas MIBR, they're going to be very disappointed that they now have to fight through the lower bracket. The good thing for them is, if you look very, you know, maybe a little bit dishonest about it, is that they avoid Astralis most likely if they do go through the lower ranks and they can face NRG.
Might
but
that be the plan?
That's, you know, that's
that
next
the
level
master
thinking.
plan
That's the master plan. But just looking at the bracket, you know, not too much to talk about here. We see Vitality facing North again. I think that's the third time they face each other within a week now. So they know each other pretty well, Maniac.
Yeah, they do. They played in the best of 1 opener in Dallas, and they played in the best of 3 again. So the first time it was North that surprised Vitality, but then Vitality fought back. So now what is interesting is to see how deep is that playbook for both teams. Because when you play against so many times, you start to know, okay, this is the map that you like to play. This is your play style. You have a different pistol round. Do you change position? Obviously, you can't change everything. So I'm looking forward to see Alex on one hand as an in-game leader now, and Valde, which is still quite recent in his position. They'll have 2 big tasks, tactically speaking, going to that game.
Well, yeah, definitely. And if you're watching this matchup at home, we have access to our premium pass. And for this map, and this map only, it is free to everybody watching on Twitch. And after this, if you're a subscriber, you'll still get access to it. So it gives you 10 player point of views, gives you access to our interactive map. And you can also cheer on your favorite player on the minimap for everybody else who's using the premium pass to see. You can use bits, and it gives off like a pulse.
It sounds nice, and I heard the word free, and I like free stuff, so
exactly.
why not?
Yeah, right.
Well,
Free sounds good. I was just thinking, I hope people will give love to not only ZywOo, right? Because when you think about Vitality,
exactly.
think of the others, right? They try and set him in good position. They are doing the game as well. Give some love to other people.
ZywOo's the best.
Well, I'd like to speak to both of you, obviously coming from your respective scenes, and I know
That's
you're
right.
Swiss. I'm going to say
Consider
you're
me
French for now.
French.
Yeah. So
It's all right.
Vitality and North, who would you pick? If you were using the premium pass, I'm going to start with you. Who would you be picking to watch for this?
I would probably pick AC from North. I think he's the guy who has the most potential to be explosive on the server for North. I think he is sometimes hitting, you know, the stride, and we know how good he can be. 3 years ago, he was considered one of the best riflers in the world, and he was a prospect, you know, for many teams. Now he had a little bit of a rough period. He hasn't really found that stride again, but we see flashes of the old AC coming in. So if he's hitting one of those games, he's probably going to be the most flashy player for North.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Maniac? Who
Do I really have a choice?
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't say ZywOo now. You can't
Can
say
I not?
Nope.
Can I?
Nope.
I'm going to say it anyway. The ZywOo, obviously. You know, I think he's
Fair
on
enough.
track. I'm going to say it on air, on record. I think he's on track to become one of the best players in the world. If he isn't already, obviously he needs to prove that with titles and championships, and we cannot just say it right now. But his talent, considering his young age, his in-game decisions, his skill, is insane. He's basically an alien when it comes to Counter-Strike. He reminds me of Simple maybe 3 or 4 years before he was at the top, where we would already know, wow, okay, this player has something special. But ZywOo has it. He's been destroying me in like FPL and all that before, and now he's doing it on the international stage, so I'm going to go with ZywOo.
Well, we're going to be seeing if they can, if Vitality can bring that form into this matchup. And we're starting off with the map veto, so we're seeing Train being banned on Vitality's side and Vertigo being banned on the side of North. Any surprises there?
Not at all. We did see the same map being picked by Vitality in the best of 3 series they had in Dallas as well, which they won. Picking Inferno for North, that's changing it up a little bit. That makes sense considering what transpired. We did see Vitality play against Furia in that quarterfinal in Dallas as well, where Furia picked Inferno against them and they lost. So maybe North have seen some of that, you know, seen some weakness within Vitality's map pool, and that's what they're trying to punish here. Mirage going out of the veto, that's a little bit of a surprise because North did actually pick Mirage against Vitality in that best of 3. So a little bit is being changed up here. We get Dust 2 as the final third deciding map. And I think, you know, just by looking at the maps, it should be a close game, Maniac.
Yeah, I agree. What is interesting about Inferno, and people might not really know, is that NBK is actually in-game leading on that T side.
Yeah.
I think he retained the captain for that role specifically because he was very prone to Inferno, whereas Alex with LDLC, obviously he wasn't in that position. So NBK is going to have a lot to do here. But yeah, interesting maps. Some changes from the last best of 3, and get to see now who gets
Do you
the
think that's going to change who you're... I feel like I know who you're going to be going with, but is that going to change who you're predicting with the maps?
It's not been a great day for me when it
well,
comes to that.
Go for it. Yeah, you have one more chance to redeem yourself.
Listen, I'm going to go with Vitality. I think they've been going in the right direction. Obviously, they were a little bit disappointed with Dallas, but after talking with them, they are going in the right direction. I think they work as a team very well, and that is something new to the French scene.
I am going with Vitality as well. I think they have a deeper map pool. I think they have a deeper book to dive into. North is relatively new with Valde being the in-game leader, so he's going to be really tested now, considering they played each other so many times within a very short span of period. I'm not sure they can handle that yet, but I think it's going to be a close one. And let's be honest, it's one of those games where you don't really know what to expect. It can go both ways, but on paper, looking by what we have, Vitality should be the favorites.
Yeah, I'm going to go for exactly the same as well. I'm going to go for Vitality here, and we're going to see quickly what Sliggy has been picking. He picked very well last year.
He's
Yeah,
being smart
Vitality
about
as
this
well.
one, yeah.
And we're going to see the user predictions as well and see what the fan vote is going for. Pretty heavily favouring Vitality. I was going to say I'd expected a bit more of a closer vote.
I think the gap is a little too big when we consider both teams, both lineups, the fact that they both have new in-game leaders. The last time they played against each other, sure, Vitality won 2-0, but North made it to double-digit both maps, so that wasn't an easy road by any mean. So maybe they're, this is a little bit closer to what I would expect. The gap is a little bit closer.
Yeah, obviously Pinnacle, the Pinnacle Esports odds there at 1.57 for Vitality there, which is kind of what we were expecting. But of course, the players are ready to go, and obviously our casters over here are too. Take it away, Henry, G, and Anders.
We'll certainly try, Anders. We'll do all we can. That's all we can ever do.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to live life, isn't it? Just,
exactly.
Try not to make the odds too hard against yourself, really.
Well, North, the odds didn't look great for them.
No.
Everyone's kind of leaning towards Vitality. I tend to agree. I think they're the favourites, but I feel like North can put up a decent fight at least. 2-0 might be on the cards, but hopefully two very good maps. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I really hope that that's going to be true. And I completely forgot about this. We did make a lot of fun about Sluggy picking NRG, and he turned out to be just right. So,
It was you that made a lot of fun of him. I didn't say anything.
Just don't throw me anyway. I want to make sure that I'm not the only one,
Yeah, well, fair enough. Well, we'll get into it. Nuke once again. We started it, so we'll finish it. And we're going to see North starting on the CD side. Remember, there's a knife in these best of threes for each map. We are going to see smokes deployed. It's North. You have to defend against these P250s. As Apex makes his way towards the main entrance, it looks like an upper split is very likely. And I actually like the look of North right now. They're actually going towards ramp on Vitality's side. Valda surely can't challenge us once again. He is exposed, he's taking damage, and it will be Kirby to strike first.
RPK walking by him, and the timing, no, he didn't. Kirby looking the wrong way. Oh, he's turning around. That is actually, what a strange way to lose a kill in that round. Alex picking up one on gate, so at least something is working out here for Vitality, and they're going to be closing those doors, trying to see if they get the bomb plant down. Oh, what a sneaky kill. They're up on the A-bomb side now. This is a strange round, very hard to follow.
Yeah, it's difficult to keep up at the best of times on Nuke, but now things are starting to stabilize. We're back into a 2-on-2. No kits available. Everyone pretty healthy. You see both North players there. About 80 HP. Zywo and RPK at 100. Time ticking away. Remember, no kits here, so they really do have to be very efficient indeed. Zywo watch towards main entrance, the absolute star player of Vitality. And that's why, Anders. He hits shots like that. Like it's no problem at all. Maybe one hit for Valda, but not going to be the case. You can see what this means to the boys as they roar into action here, but it's not the Lions of North. It's the Frenchman of Vitality. Lovely pistol from them. And RPK, can't believe his luck. He turns around. He's got Kiabi just crouching, kneeling beneath him. Takes that kill. And there we go. It is going to be a 1-0 start for Vitality. And presumably the eco from North here. So just a 5-7. Cade had a little bit more money than his teammates with the kill.
Something to work with, but yeah, that was a good start here for the French side. Definitely, I think, an exciting team over the last months, Vitality. Really starting to pick it up, really. I mean, the organization itself is sort of pretty new, and I'm excited about the idea as well that that they seem to be, pretty professional, pretty well backed, and, she's talking a little bit to NBK earlier in the day about, sort of how they're doing in the inside of the org, like what's the relationship like and all that. Things seem to be really good. So I'm excited about. I think that's really important. That's sort of an underrated thing. You don't want to be sort of having, too many doubts or anything like that. So I would say we could probably expect the level of Vitality to actually sort of increase even from here over time.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what they can do with this round, Anders, if that is your real name.
I mean, I would rather dodge that question, Henry. Shady past, don't want people Googling things,
We are going to have the full eco, remember, from North, and with Vitality heading in towards that lower bomb site, I would say it's pretty much done. They are rotating over, but they've got so much utility here. It's been a bit of a calling card for Vitality. When they get down towards lower, they're very good at locking out the CTs. You can see a nice open plant, no chance of denying it. MBK with the SMG, MB7's got great killing potential against unarmored opposition, especially when they only have the USPs. So he's gunning for at least 2 frags here. Anything less than that would be disappointing. He's really expended all his bullets. 2 left, just needs to get out of there. Good call. Brings in Zywo. And looks like we are done here. Mach 10 will leap into action. And, well, not the most exciting finish. Valdo and CT spawn.
He's baiting the whole team, isn't he? He's just
pretty much
hoping that he get like 1 exit kill and then that's it. doesn't really look like that's going to happen either. So, you know, fairly easy 2-0 here for Vitality. And it's going to be fun to see how good North are going to be in this one. I mean, everyone picked North, the community too. You want to be the one person, the one even Pimp betrayed them.
Yeah, and that's saying something. You guys, like coming into this tournament, said North are probably going to take the whole thing. He said, you know what? You thought Astralis was good. Wait till you see North. Watch this era. I don't want to say that's a quote, but that's pretty much what you guys said, right?
Just paraphrasing, basically. Reading between the lines and all that.
We are going to have the first gun round of Swords here. You can see Vitality do have those leftover SMGs up against the third round buy of North, who have Orcs, M4s, and barely any grenades under. They have 4 smokes, 1 flash, no kits, no AWP. This is going to be one difficult round for them. Really going to be interesting to see how they make this one work.
It's almost like you want them to take some risks.
That's what I normally say in these sort of rounds. Unfortunately, Nuke doesn't really lend itself towards those little pushes on the CT side. We saw in the previous map, we saw them pushing towards ramp of an AWP potentially. You can put a player towards secret or maybe 3 outside. But if Vitality playing this slow, it's difficult to really get an opening pick and fall back, you know. They've got 1 smoke and 1 flash now. And
there's over a minute left, so
yes.
That really is going to have to last a really long time, isn't it? They have a perfect position on that. And it's already out. The door's blown open, so they want to try and see if they can re-smoke that. Vitality, they should be fine with waiting around. So then we've got the 1 flashbang. You can Gade, he's up on the high ground. Kirby taking a bit of damage there. I don't know exactly where that was from. Did he just get shot through the smoke? I guess he probably did. Still, now we're down to under 40 seconds, and they're going to smoke off Mini. Molotov the corner. They've got so much utility here on Vitality. Molotoving everywhere. North have nothing to reply with. NBK to open up. It's not a bad kill either there, but still not at all enough, right? 2 on 3 still.
They're going towards lower. That was such a convincing play towards upper, but Yugi's still here. The AWP in his hand, but the bullets are still delivering. 15 seconds here. AZ steals away the advantage. Alex knows exactly where Yugi is, but he's going to reposition very smartly here. Yeah, 10 seconds. It looked like Yugi's probably done enough. I don't think there's going to be a chance to plant here. He'll grab it. He would have to just chuck it down on the floor right now. And this Yugi allowed to... Oh, has he got it?
Yeah, I think he just got it.
Oh my god, Yugi just ran away thinking he was done, I think.
Yeah, that's...
Oh no, he's got no kit as well, remember. He has to make a lot of noise now. I can't believe it went down. I didn't think there was a chance. Fair play to Yugi.
Yeah, he read that now. Just head showing, and he's going to go down.
Damn, Anders.
Oh.
That one hurts me.
Yeah. You sort of shared sense of embarrassment.
Yeah, it's just like
watching the early rounds of an X Factor.
The worst call ever, but I would have stayed at least ramp to show presence. That's the only place he could plant, right? At least just peek out a little bit, just confirm he's not planting, then just hide. That's a low risk play, I would say. Running all the way towards heaven, I'm not sure that seems like too much of a commitment. You're gonna have to make so much noise in the retake. But fair enough. I didn't think there was a chance of planting, so I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, I was seriously doubting that as well, and it was, well, let's be honest, it was down to less than half a second at the end there, so it could have sort of gone either way.
Do you think, this is an interesting question for you, do you think Vitality call this timeout? You know, they're just like, you know what, let's let them stew over it. Let's let them sit there and think about it.
Let them really feel it.
Yeah, let them really upset, and we'll go from there. That's the Carrigan timeout.
The Carrigan timeout. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about that a couple of times. It would be fun to if people did that, especially if they could sort of, you know, throw some trash talk on the other side.
This is the technical one, just to completely remove that conversation. They've lost a player. Maybe in all the excitement, someone slammed down on the desk too hard.
Yeah, I did hear some yelling in the background. I don't know. I think for North, it was even more upsetting because they were 2 on 3. And if they hadn't defended that B bomb side, I mean, they would have probably lost pretty easily. But they had such great defense there, so it all worked out. And then right at the end, it slips away from them.
I tell you what, if I was ever in those sort of scenarios, that's the round you win. Back in my day, Anders, it was a very different kind of playing field. We'd be typing to them next round, some back and forth messages. We just I can just think right now. After winning that round, I would have just typed the word "whoops," and it would just be enough, not to be rude, but just to really annoy everyone on the other side. Just really get in their minds, get them typing back, and let them say the most outrageous thing first. That's just kind of insight to the kind of school of Counter-Strike I came from.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think we should definitely bring that back. Because if that's what makes the difference, you know, between
we haven't had a lot of beef recently, have we? Apart from lunch just now. We haven't had player beefs. Like, there's been no real rivalries to speak of recently.
But it's because everyone is afraid of social media, isn't it? It's really ruining the world.
That's kind of ruined everything. All the fun.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that again. Get back to a space where, you know, people just don't have to be accountable for the statements they made 10 years ago, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, this is your chance to really send home some messages if you like. Got a timeout? Anything else you want to get off your chest?
You know, just it's really been bothering me. But I do think I actually think it is a bit of an issue because it's not to say that people can't be friends across teams. That's fine. That's great. But I think, you know, if you can sort of like if you can just add a little bit of spice to the game and then that throws off your opponent, then that is like a sort of an edge that you have over them. I think that's totally fair. Obviously there are limits, but I think most people...
As long as you shake hands after the game, and everyone's cool with it, then that's fine. But yeah, I would like to see a bit more of that coming through. We kind of saw it at... what was the event I was thinking of? Like, there's definitely a lot of shouting recently. We're seeing more and more of that. In the last few months, like inside the same room, screaming across and making sure they can hear you. That's always fun, but I want to see it taken to the next level. Let's roll it back to 2007. You know,
bring it back. Did you have the the binds?
I didn't, but a lot of my teammates did.
Yeah, spamming them endlessly.
Yeah, that was a bit much. Like there was people who did that to us because we were like the prime targets back in the day. It did really piss me off. Not gonna lie to you. So that's a good tactic as well, effective one. That I had to just mute chat eventually, I think, just because it was just getting in my head too much.
I feel like some of those binds, especially from like, you know, something like Forrest or Get Right of Iflaren or something said like, you know, 10 years ago, like some of them still exist somehow. Like they're in configs around the place. Like some quote that they said, like, it's just ridiculous, but...
they're still kicking about.
Some are still out there.
Wow, this looks like a severe technical issue.
Well, headsets are still on. We've got that going for us. It's not over yet. But yeah. How do you feel about social media, Henry? Are you excited about it? Has the hype
No, I feel like
out?
it's almost the bane of our existence, but the problem is if you want to be someone in this world, you have to be active on it these days,
Yeah, you've got to do things, right?
I don't really like it. I don't post that often, but, you know, it's got to be done. And I suppose it's a great thing, but also a very detrimental thing to our lives. And I'm worried about the kids, you know, growing up with this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem.
It's like a tool that's it's like an amazing tool that humans are too stupid to use.
Yeah, so the fact you've given everyone a voice now.
Yeah, so we've gone and screwed it really up.
Yeah, like there's a reason there's only select people in the past were able to communicate to the entire world, and now everyone has that power.
Well, I had this premise on Twitter the other day that, you know, like, let's say you made like a realistic version of like Aladdin. Like, imagine if like a random person found that lamp, how often it would end terribly for them. You know, like, that's sort of like social media, you know, like a random person stumbles on Twitter, 9 out of 10 times not going to work out well.
I know what you mean. It's a good point, and we had a good chat there. That was
yeah, we did it.
Pretty well held. We didn't lose our jobs, I don't think, yet, unless the phone starts vibrating.
The night is young.
Let them review that segment, and we'll see what they come back with. There is going to be a partial buy here from North. It's not got to the point of no return just yet, but it's certainly not an ideal start. They're very accurate with the pistols. I'm not saying it's impossible they win this round, but it's like a 10% chance I can pull this one off. We'll see.
10%, that's incredibly accurate math. I mean, we can't really test it. There's no way we can replay the round, you know, enough times, but I still appreciate it. We'll see if it's 10%. That's not bad, you know.
It's something.
It's definitely something.
Like, you've got no defuse kit, Yugi, you have no armor, you've got a couple of CZs, one smoke. I would say 10% is about accurate. You'd be feeling that kind of anger, 90% anger, if you were Vitality and gave it up, you know? That's what I'm basing it on.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we'll have to find out. So far, a lot of map control being given over to Vitality. That's not really a surprise. I guess it's really very hard for North to contest this outside yard area with just the pistols. So instead, they're sort of mostly stacked up. Maybe down at the lower bomb site, there is a little bit of action. Yugi with the Deagle, you know, in a great one-shot position. But it actually oh no, they're going to go back. I sort of felt like maybe they wanted to, but if they go this way, then they've really wrapped around. Actually, all 5 players from Vitality are out here. I just don't think North are going to be ready to hold that many players back. Maybe like 1 or 2, even setting up with the flashbang at the high ground. That's so beautiful.
Well, will it be enough? It's very good, Anders. It's very good indeed.
Yeah, like... Oh. North just actually gave up the bomb site, didn't they?
Hold on. A twist, potentially. Alex is looking away. Gets away with it, though. He is now the in-game leader for Vitality. For those of you not aware, you might assume it's MPK. You'd be right to some extent. He still is the caller on Inferno. But overall, it's Alex. I I want to say the youngest of the team. I wouldn't. So like definitely one of the lesser experienced of the players. Obviously got some legends around him, and that's a tall order, right? Like you're not the most experienced player. You've never been a prolific in-game leader. Then you've got to kind of herd up MBK, RPK, Apex as well. Like some huge names within CS:GO, and you're the one who's got the responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah, but maybe the ultimate, weird twist is the fact that he's obviously English, and then
that is the weirdest thing about
leading
the whole
a team of Frenchmen.
I asked him at BTS. I said, I just want to clear this up. Do you consider yourself to be British? He goes, yes, I'm only a British citizen. I do not have any sort of French passport or anything like that. I'm not a dual citizen. I'm just British. And he has an English accent, so I'm like, you know what? I'm down. He's in the team.
Yeah, but historically, like, that does seem like one of the oddest twists that I could imagine possibly, Like,
it's a good point, yeah.
Hard to think of anything like more unlikely, really.
That's talking of rivalries, the French versus the English, throughout the ages, has been one of the classics.
For all time.
Yeah, that's been one of the best ones.
Recently fighting about, where people can fish.
Exactly.
in the channel.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It never ends.
Wow. This game will end eventually, I'd imagine.
Well, we say that, but we had a lot of overtimes earlier, so try not to jinx it, Henry.
What would happen if
we're here at 7 a.m.,
Who would stop it? Who would have to come in and say, what point would you come in and say, this game, okay, it has to end now, guys?
I think if we work until 7, that might be like a human rights violation, so actually maybe there would be someone.
Well, we're going towards the upper bomb site here. It's Gade to defend. It's not the most ideal position, and RPK will take swift care of him. He gets 2. He had 30 HP at that duel, somehow fends them off, and they're absolutely mauling North at this point. It looks like a clean sweep, Anders. There's no response here whatsoever.
And they really are getting beat up quite a bit. That double entry from RPK, who, by the way, had a very rare off tournament in Dallas. And I think for RPK, I was just waiting for it. When I saw that first game for him when he wasn't really turned, I was like, yeah, that's fine, but he's going to be back next. And he really wasn't ever back to the full extent. If he's back here in London, I can't see RPK having back-to-back core tournaments because I just think he's an amazing player. Hard for me to imagine.
I like that. I can hear Apex shouting. He's one of the more vocal members of the squad.
Good.
Just to note, BTS, the event before Dallas, RPK was in contention for MVP of the tournament. So he was he was doing fantastic work there. So yeah, I think he peaked a lot of BTS and they went straight into Dallas 2 days after. They dropped off there, but I feel like now after that disappointing result in Dallas, they're kind of eyes back on the ball, Like when you win a trophy, you might lose some concentration for a few days, but now they're going to be gunning for this victory, and it's looking very convincing so far. They've got a full buy, and yes, North have maximum loss bonus, but they fully invested in the last round and got 0 kills. They have 3,400 per player. That is enough for Deagle Armor. Not much else. You can't really bring an impressive amount to the table. CZs, Kevlar, that's about it.
Yeah, some tentative upgrades.
There's the shotgun. You wanted to see it. We've got it.
Well, it's either going to be... I feel like it's sort of, really hit and miss with these shotguns, right? Either it's amazing, you get an amazing sequence, but most times it's just not. But I still appreciate it. I like the fact that we're going to be able to see it here. Gade expecting maybe a flashbang. He didn't want to make the jump, but looking into the ground as well. He sort of missed it. Oh, a bit of damage on Alex as he's trying to cross in spite of the smokes. So that might help out, especially for AZ, who's just jiggle peeking the corner, hoping to catch maybe a chance to delay a little bit here. That's the only smoke on North, though, so even if it works to delay, you have to question, how much? Probably just the 15, 16 seconds here, and then, Vitality are going to come barreling through anyway. Where's that shotgun at? Still in the hut, I guess. It'd be interesting to see if he can put it into the right position, yeah. If he could take a peek in the lobby every once in a while, that might give some good information, but I feel like it's going to be down at lower here. They really need to start rotating people in here if they want any chance of holding this.
Shotgun, CZs. But Alex in the vents, RPK towards Secret. Nice shot from Kiabi, very precise. But so was that. MBK answers back in due course. 40 seconds remaining. And Yugi, pretty handy with the Deagle himself, and there it is. He will be taking down RPK. This could actually be something. The shotgun is still there. It's got a kill, I think. Yugi's going to be helping himself to another. MBK needs to get the shot on the side. Time running out. Looks like they've done enough here. Alex left in the 2 versus 1. It's the Deagles and CZ and the shotgun that wins the round. Yugi with 3. I said he was handy with the Deagle. That was not a bad finish to get that first on the board as we get into round 7 now.
Yeah, he got 3 in that round, and that shotgun did create sort of a dividing line in that bomb site. Nobody really wanted to try and run past that. It was funny as well. The first shot that it fired, I think, did a lot of damage, and then the follow-up didn't even connect at all. So that is the nature of playing with it. But Yugi really with a good position here. Good jumps to get a bit of information. North winning an unlikely round, which they desperately needed. So that's gonna... I don't think it'll be a sigh of relief yet, but it'll be something to work with at least. That shot did actually not connect on RPK, but Apex does go down. And Alex taking a lot of damage. RPK now very low, and they're being so aggressive inside of the lobby here. North looking to take a lot of map control. 4 versus 5. They've got... Yeah, it's going to be tricky to try and retake this one. Valda coming in from the other side. They own so much of the map right now, North.
They absolutely do. This is looking a lot better for them. Even more so now. They're starting to get that confidence back, it seems. As they pincer towards the lobby, MBK will bring one back. RPK, that was an ambitious push towards Squeaky. And with 1 minute remaining, I think the only option available to Vitality is to go with some financial damage. But before they can even think about it, they have been taken down. The wind is now out of their sails, and the money's starting to be drained as well. They do have one more buy available to them. Fist bump's coming through. If you are just joining us, this is a game where both teams are currently winners. It was North who played against MIBR. They were 12-3 down. They were 14-3 down on Inferno and came back and won in triple overtime.
It's one of the most ridiculous things I've really seen in a while. I don't know. MIBR obviously going to win the majors, so it's upsetting to see them lose in that fashion.
Yeah, well, not out of the tournament. But
no.
If you win this best of 3, like NRG just did, you are through to the playoffs. You get a day off tomorrow. It's not bad.
Get to experience London. Are we in the true part of London, Henry?
No, definitely not. But it's not that far away, like half an hour maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't call Wembley the heart of London. Maybe the heart of sports. But either way, it's going to be Yugi with the opening frag. You wanted to see a bit of poking and prodding on the CT side, Anders. That's exactly how you do it.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Even just a little bit could really go a long way. Saiwu up there, but not going to get a chance. Good for North. Don't want to give anything back at this point. Now they're setting up for that wall outside. And that even means that Valda's in an even better position. They're going to be spending a lot. Look how much utility is left on North, even under a minute here. 3 Molotovs and a smoke, and a fair bit of flashbangs too. That means this wall could really get slow. Oh, they're going to go inside instead. They're just throwing a huge fake right now. Trying to make some noise. Apex, sorry, he has to try and make himself look a lot bigger. If he wins this first fight, that's going to be huge, but Valda takes him down. And that's a big giveaway. Now, Kierby inside here, 35 seconds. They're trying to check everywhere, but he's just hiding back here. They don't actually know that he's here. They're going to be 2 people on the ramp, but he does not get the kill. Oh, my.
Panicked a little bit there. I'm not even sure how he took damage initially, but he certainly didn't do everything he could. Alex is, though. I don't think they can even get the bomb down here, unless that smoke is very successful. They actually have a plan. They have a chance of winning this. The Molotov in towards Decon now. That makes a lot of sense. This is not a round North should be losing. This will be a bad look, Anders. They are all in the vents right now. I think they're trying to line up the wall bang. Yugi doesn't need that, though. Zaiwu fights back 2 versus 2. Alex still low. Yugi trying to negate flashbangs and get close to the bomb. They have got a kit. No smoke to get a cheeky defuse on the way, though. Incendiary available. Zaiwu misses the shot. And now the battle really begins. Alex gets his second frag of the round. I think they've done it. The AWP in this position really isn't ideal. It's all fallen apart. North had that round in the palm of the hand, Anders. There's a 5 versus 3 with Alex on 4 points of health. And somehow, some way, he hits a beautiful shot towards the window. They manage to get the smoke down on Decon. There's the plant. Molotov's down. And that's absolutely massive. That's a gutting round for North to give up.
Yeah, Vitality, they stuck their hand all the way down the bag, Henry, installed all the presents.
Yep.
Like, that's terrible. If you're North, that's going to be hard to recover from. That's a done deal. You get that Yugi shot early, you get Valda down at secret.
You think back to Kyabi at the ramp room, we're like, okay, they're still in the round, it's not a huge deal. I'll have to maybe get into that after, because the action is continuing straight away here. A fast upper rush from the French. That's found them in a 3-on-3. They actually have quite the advantage as well. They've re-smoked towards main entrance. Bomb will be down. They have follow-up Molotovs and 2 smokes for Heaven, but the CT's trying to pounce right now. It's getting all sorts of chaotic. 2 towards main entrance, 1 in the vent, and he'll be stuck there for a while. The Molotov will be holding him out for some time.
Think of what a great call it is for Vitality to have this rushing around where they know North's economy is going to be low. There aren't going to be the Molotovs. It's such a smart call.
It really is. Good point. What was I talking about before? It was something interesting.
Talking about the rush, I believe. Or was it before that, you mean?
Something like that. You know, we'll work it out. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, somebody will remind us for sure. Yeah, if you go on, you know, if you're just watching and you think, if you're in the air, no, go on.
I got it. While it's in my mind, Anders, it was when I was saying Kiabi, when he was at the back box and ran for him.
Yes.
You know, like that was surely 2 kills. And somehow he got nothing. You'd think, okay, they still win the round.
Yes.
That would be haunting him the rest of this half now, just knowing that he could have essentially been AFK, let them go by, sat back down, had 3 players in front of him. He kind of panicked a little bit too much, got nothing, and that round falls apart. That should not be going against them. That could cost them the map.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, 7-2 right now is already a fairly overpowering scoreline for Vitality.
We're seeing more and more of this, though. The T side's starting to get some edges, you know. I feel like people are starting to crack this map almost.
Well, you know, some of us have been fans of Nuke for a long time. I feel like we're being vindicated finally. I mean, it's a year late, but, you know, it's fine.
No, I've been saying it for so long now that it just doesn't feel like there's enough innovative sort of strategies being created on Nuke these days. It feels like everyone's just kind of accepted we're doing 3 smokes outside. Sometimes we'll send 4, sometimes 1, and we'll have an upper execution. That's about it. Now we're seeing some really interesting approaches with the double pumps towards upper, some crazy molotovs and flashes we didn't know were possible, some great ways to get down the vents in an exciting manner. So yeah, there's definitely lots of different things that are coming into its own. I love the lower take some teams are doing right now on their T side. So Vitality's definitely a team that has that well within their wheelhouse. There's
great boots,
classic boots there, little booty.
Do you think they've got like that those steel caps in them so that you don't like
yeah, for
your
sure. You're gonna need those for the work they're doing. You want to make sure you're fully protected. You know.
Yeah, that is important. Headset off on Valder, so that's a bit concerning. Technical pause.
It's a technical pause.
If you guys do go on social media,
if you're aware of it,
yeah, you actually can get some discounts on tickets for the finals here. You should
How do they do
check
that?
It out. I mean, there are all sorts of codes. So I would say just follow your favorite analysts or casters. I think everyone's been putting out a little bit, or at least people should be. So yeah, you could come hang out with us. You definitely should. I've been to a couple of ECS events now, and they're always in the same arena, and the atmosphere is always amazing. Like, it's hard to explain, but like, there's something about the setup of this arena that makes it really, just really, I don't know, native to having like a good time. It feels like pretty intense being in here. So definitely come by if you're in the area. Bring all your friends and all that. And 30% discount. Well, if you get a lot for that money, Henry.
You have to use the code Anders30.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Anders30. Use that one. I'm kind of getting half the commission on that as well. So
yeah,
let's make sure we really use that one.
Agent Henry.
If you're on the fence, you can get a 30% discount for one of the most fun and exciting CSGO events on the calendar right now. It's always fantastic. British crowd always delivers if they don't on the servers. And maybe your boy Alex will be in the playoffs to look at things, and you can cheer for him. You got someone in the fight now, at least.
Absolutely. I guess Complexity still have a chance to make it through. So they've got
Def is there, yeah. How did they lost their first game today, right?
They lost their first game. But they were playing Vitality, I think.
Oh, was it Vitality? That's exactly it. You're right. They were playing Vitality. They had a good start, and they couldn't really get off the mark after that.
Although I actually have pretty high hopes for Complexity. Just in general.
I feel like they need more time. They've only just signed the new player Obo, right? So it's like
they've just signed, and they just got
Def's in-game leading.
And they just got who's that? Ricky back from
yes,
from Canada.
He was having
stuck
some
there for a while.
visa issues, and I assume he's going to be secondary AWP now, considering Stanislaw's been removed to go Shazam and main AWP, and then Ricky was always playing second fiddle to Stan's secondary AWP. So hopefully you bring him in and he'll bring a bit more to the table. That'll be great. Yeah, definitely a team that has potential for sure, but I'm not certain we'll see it just at this tournament.
Maybe not yet, and you know, interestingly enough, they are sort of a team that's been for a lot of weird struggles with swapping players and having people stand-ins. They had nothing standing in for a while. They had all these things happening over a long time, right? That's a whole PC, I believe, being carried out. It's done. Yeah. Fired.
Get it out of here.
I'm excited about the fact that they picked up Obo. I think that's going to be really interesting. I think he might have flown a little bit under the radar outside of the US spaces.
Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't really make sure to watch a Complexity game, because I think that would be interesting. But I must say, there's another reason why I'm sort of a little bit hopeful for them and a little bit hyped up. I actually went to see their gaming center, the GameSpot thing in when we were in Dallas.
It looked impressive.
It's mental,
to say the very least.
It's absolutely off the charts. I've never seen anything like it. So they certainly have all the stuff they need there. It's a very casual look for North here. You'd think that they're not even a little bit worried about what's being done to them here on Nuke. Sort of just relaxing, taking it easy.
Well, I can see the admin suggesting their headset should go back on.
Yeah.
Bit of a discussion.
Not quite sure. Maybe North saying we actually need to restart the map.
Yeah, we're not really feeling this. Like this headset, I can't really hear what's going on. So maybe we'll just restart the map, start again.
Get it. Are we live?
Yeah. Oh, is this not warm up? Okay. Interesting. Well, hopefully we'll be underway very shortly. The PC being changed out. I guess it's better it happens on the first day instead of in the grand final, Anders, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you think about it, it's kind of a miracle that this doesn't happen more often, in my opinion. You got like, what, 10 headsets, 10 keyboards, 10 mice, 10 motherboards, graphics cards, you know, RAM, hard disk. Think about how many points of failure there is hardware-wise.
It's mainly because it's very convenient to swap all the SSDs out, and that seems great. And they are images of each other. They look as like, it looks like that'll be absolutely fine, but like, just changing a hard drive and putting it back in is not as clean as you would think. There's always like a couple of small issues. Sometimes can be greater than others, could cause a crash here and there. But Anders, it sounds like for now we're going to rest our voices. Could be a long game. We're going to go to a break and be back with the rest of Nuke, the first map of this best of 3, very shortly indeed. And we would love it if you could join us. So please bear with us. We'll be right back.
Around your finger when you do the things you do. You got me wrapped around your finger. You'll find a way to get me back every time. your pretty little lies. There's a warning on the back of this love. Take a little and you can't get enough. It's a devil's game, but I just can't give it up. I'm a shadow holding hands with the dark. You're a dying flame in need of a spark, but you're bound to fall the way I'm playing this part. You're catching fire to the beat of my heart. I say you're catching fire. I'll leave you burning, burning. I'll leave you burning, burning. Hear me when I say I'm no good for you. You better run so I can break my way through. In the blinding light, the fever's tainting the view. I'm the hunter, you're the prey in the night. Like an eagle, I got you in my sight. Cool for you, now I can't stop fueling the fire. I'll leave you burning. I'll leave you burning, burning. You're catching fire to the beat of my heart. I say you're catching fire to the beat of my heart. You're catching fire to the beat of my heart. I say you're catching fire. Oh. I'll leave you burning, burning. I'll leave you burning, burning. Leave you
Nobody's gonna hold your hand when it comes to healing. Nobody's gonna understand why you still feel the way you do.
Hi.
We did it. We're back.
We are back. Everyone's back on the server. The PC seems to be working perfectly.
Yeah.
It looks even better than before.
And we've been talking to the premium users for a while, Henry.
We have. That's perfect, Anders. Thank you so much. We have been talking to premium users. Apparently can't hear us. So apologies for anything we may or may not have said. Who knows? But either way, if you want to become a premium user, you certainly can. All you have to do is to subscribe on Twitch, and that enables you to get the premium pass. Allows you to spectate anyone you want on the fly from your browser. You can go on every single POV. You get detailed stats, and you get just a better insight to the game overall. It's like being on GoTV, but better. You know, you don't need a PC or anything. You can do that from your laptop. You can sit there, get the full experience, and listen to us in the breaks as well, and see if we say anything detrimental to our careers.
Yeah, definitely be ready on the recording. So
yeah, definitely be ready for that. We had a little podcast in that break just there. We were talking to premium users, chatting. So yeah, definitely get stuck in. Subscribe on Twitch and get all the great features, including the advanced Face-It minimap. Like I said, all the POVs and live stats. As we got a Vitality tactical pause just to round it off. Remember, you cannot talk in technical timeouts, so it's not like, oh, you've had all this time to talk, why are you doing it now? They couldn't speak in the technical timeout. So now they can chat and actually work out what they're going to do in the next round. They've held a great lead so far on the T side of Nuke. North have 1 and Eco are 2 as well. So the fact they're struggling does not bode well, and they just gave up a disastrous round as well. Remember, it was at, 5-on-3, Alex 4 HP as well, and they somehow gave it up. And Kiabi missed an absolute sitter in the ramp room. He had 2 players there in front of him. They weren't going to check it. He swung out, got nothing. And I think that might haunt him the rest of this half.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to rewatch, isn't it, if you're North later on? Well, here we go. Back into the game. Round number 10 starting. And North, I mean, they really need to turn the ship around somehow.
Yeah, it's kind of gone way off course at this point. They do have the AWP for Yugi. I don't think he's really found his final form in this team yet. Definitely one of the highly skilled snipers within Denmark. As here we go, this is looking much better. AZ with 2, Valda baited in perfect. I want to check this, and it's an absolute pounce towards outside from the CTs. A difficult round for them in terms of the setup, and they've got a 4 versus 1. Really nice call. I did say kind of some of the ideas you can on the CT side. There isn't many options in terms of pushes you can do, but 3 players outside, that's a nice call, and it works out really well for them, only giving up 1 kill. And AZ, the one who went down, he gets 2 frags before it, so still an extra $600 for him.
And you know what I'll say? Fair play to Vitality. If I'm out there, I'm not expecting for 3 CTs to be by that red container. You know, like that's the only way that I think you could sort of reliably win that 3 CT push is if you have someone up on the silo. Like if you do that, then it's a completely different game. But they didn't, so that would always have been very hard for Vitality to recover from. I think now that they actually sort of run out of money a little bit. Quick flashbang here. Yeah, they're going to go right for it, see if they can run down Gabe. But that second flashbang, I think that was their own. And it kind of ruined at least the initial start of that push.
Yeah, they did what they could. 3 players out of the huts, but bomb dropped and round over. Apex makes it down towards Secret at least, so we can do anything with it. Yet to be seen, but there's our answer. Kiabi gets him. Alex, if he gets 1 kill, that'll still be impressive.
Yeah, anything would make a difference there, but they're not going to be able to. Instead, swapping out, actually getting that AUG back, so even the 1 death is kind of redeemable there for North. And you see this one I'm talking about, Henry, right here on the screen. We've got, you know, we've got Torbjorn behind him, just sort of collecting high fives. You know, not really into it, just sort of like...
Just picking them up.
Just picking them up. I don't think that's acceptable.
Well, we'll speak to them afterwards, perhaps. We can work it out.
Maybe we could have like a little, you know, like a little boot camp to try and teach people.
A boot camp on fist bumps.
Exactly.
Not sure we'll get many kind of replies to that invite, but you know.
It'll be part of the. It'll just be like part of the team building exercise for our investment management company. So
this round is off, by the way. I had some text being exchanged.
That does explain a lot.
So we'll see if we have to go to another break. I'm not sure yet, but it's not looking good. It's just a game crash. I don't think we need to change the PC out. So luckily, no damage was exchanged, and we're still within 30 seconds of the round starting. So no admins need to be brought in. It's just a clean restart. No shots were fired, I don't think, so it's all okay.
You ever get through that, Henry, where you install a new, you know, a new PC, you would do format, where if something dies, you get like a new PC or something, and then you forget to turn off the sticky keys.
Yeah, and it goes beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, and you realize, like, in the most awkward moment of all time, you're like...
Yeah, I always turn it off now whenever I sit down at PC. I press shift 5 times.
Yeah.
And if it makes a beep, you've got sticky keys turned on, it'll prompt you to turn it off. Yeah, that can be a real issue, because you obviously press shift a lot to walk in CS.
Did you know that that used to be a huge security flaw in the Windows login?
I don't think so.
If you had a guest account, you could log in on the guest account. You could change the sticky key exit to be a command prompt instead, and then you could launch it from the login screen, and you'd have full access to the whole system through the sticky keys, because you were essentially launching a command prompt instead. Great stuff on Windows right there. If anyone, it's been patched now, so we're not, you know, not asking people to hack anything. I don't think it counts as hacking; it just counts as messing around, really. But Round number 12 anyway. It's a quick little rundown there.
Yes, indeed. And should be more of the same, I'd imagine. Kiabi's got the first, and it's another eco for Vitality. Nade'll do a ton of damage, but the bullets, it gets another. RBK down to 8, and it should be quite a clean finish here from North. I don't think another frag will come through. And there's our answer, 7-5. North at least getting back in this game now.
Isn't it interesting that Kirby has retained that style of spraying throughout like all these years?
The shaky, sort of interesting high-sense spray.
I was worried the first time I saw him do that because for me, that was a dead giveaway in 1.6 if somebody was cheating. Like that was the first sign that they were sort of having some sort of recoil hack or something. So I was like, what is he doing?
He's cheating.
Must be.
I know it.
Yeah, but he's done it all these years, and he's obviously an amazing player. So and he's one of very few players who's got that style. Like I think there's like maybe one other person I could sort of sometimes.
He's one of the few members of a very select club as well, MVP at a major.
Yeah, it's true. 5-7. North kind of turning it around a little bit. I mean, aided by the lack of money and vitality, so that's something. But oh, it's getting close, isn't it? MBK is playing battleships through that wall.
Oh, Gade could time this so well. So we're looking for now. He'll follow it up. Nice quick peek. You can see he takes no damage, no real threats. Gets a tiny bit of intel. Not going to help them out too much, but that will. MBK drop towards the ramp, I believe. Yugi does move in that position around. You know, the orb's normally outside. This time towards ramp. It's a very common place to position it. And they've got the advantage. Yugi not falling back just yet. Feels like he's worth one more. Gets the timing right, falls back towards the CT entrance, and I feel like he's got at least one more kill here. That would do it. Might want to consider falling back now, but that will be it. 5-on-2. He has done all the heavy lifting this round. 3 kills. Should be round guaranteed.
Yes. Alex and Apex. They have a smoke. Or should I say, Molotov. Don't think that's going to really do much here. Even getting the bomb plant down probably will be a little bit tricky. Faking it out, and actually Valda picking up both of them. So obviously Yugi, the star of this round, that's really deflating, isn't it, when you're Vitality? Because I feel like when you have rounds like that, like whatever plan they had, you don't actually get to test if it works or not, you know? Like you don't even get to the point and say, okay, well, like we tried and it didn't work. It's like, no, we just got shut down before we even got to the main part of that. So yeah, good shooting though from Yugi.
Yeah, not bad at all. Valda, clean spray to close it out. You love those opportunities. And another eco for Vitality here. They have invested into the round somewhat with the pistols and armor. And AZ will drop the incendiary to deny the vent drop. Smoke towards main entrance. MBK trying to make the best of it, but hasn't really worked out for him. Kiabi with 2. And it looks like another clean round here for North. They've got enough money for days here. It's final round next, and they actually might be able to steal away a half victory. I say steal away, like you expect them to on the CT side. Certainly hasn't been pretty, but ever since that pause, that technical timeout, maybe some cheats brought out. And I was just saying. You never know.
Oh.
Maybe that was why.
Maybe that was why.
I guess I have to say now I am joking. For anyone didn't understand.
Tragically, you actually have to say that.
Yeah, just to be clear. And we will get into...
I know, I look forward to the Reddit threads now. Shocking news, shocking allegation. Henry G.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
And here's Yugi. He's had a great resurgence in this half. He's got another kill here for sure. There it is. RPK goes down. He might be worth another one. The quickscope had to be delivered. Not quite going to happen. But still pretty equal here. 4-4. Vada down to 13. MBK at 50. As they get one player down towards Secret, but not for long. MBK is going to be removed. And now it's once again the man advantage for the CTs. AZ dodges a flashback. Doesn't quite land the shot, but Kiabi will find Apex in the same time frame. So at this point, Vitality certainly have a chance in the round, but whether they can even find Kiabi here, I'm not so sure.
No, he's in a very awkward position, but if he just strafes a little bit right, he's going to be having a pretty easy time against Alex. He does also need to do a little bit of here because Valda is down lower with 13 health, so if somehow Kiabi goes down, that actually would make it very awkward for North. They're still waiting for him. He's just so patient, making sure nobody crosses all the way around, but that does give a space for Vitality. Alex is here with the bomb. They have got a smoke and a Molotov for hire. There's a road to get this 8th round here, if you're Vitality.
They've got the smoke, which will be used towards main entrance, I'd imagine. The Molotov towards Heaven? No. They've used that, was that in Hut? Or down the vent, I think. Okay, that makes sense. Would have liked it towards Heaven, but still, as chance, like you said, Alex spots one. Incendiary will send him packing. He flashes in to try and buy some time. He actually flashes ZywOo, but it's okay. He's recovered. And that should be the round. ZywOo's pretty good in these situations, but he's have to be amazing here. Flashbang, nice idea, but it's surrounded. And it will be North with the 8th round there, Anders. They've actually done a great job. 6 in a row to close things out. Will it be enough to find the first map? Well, you're going to have to find out after this break.
Now the times are changing, we're standing in the line. By the by, we'll get through this. Side by side, we'll walk through this together.
Welcome back. Here we go. Second half coming up here. The second best of 3 of the day. It's between North and Vitality. And it's looking so promising for Vitality. They really looked like they had their game just on rails. It was going to be easy.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It felt similar scenes to what we saw in that NRG game against Furia. I felt like, okay, this one's done. But North did it. They came back to life. Don't want to say it's the reason why, but ever since that technical timeout came through, they won every single round after that. So there you go. We are going to see an upper rush here. Smoke towards main, flashbang in, and it looks like Yuli's to lead the charge. 4 players up at the squeaky door. Gade alone in the huts with ZywOo. Nice clean frag, but only going to find the one for now, and that's all he'll get. Alex has to find multiple kills here. Doesn't look like he's up for the challenge. And MBK has brought it back to a 2-on-1. MBK and Apex, both 100 HP. KRB anything but. Hovering around half with no bomb. Sat in the hut, so I don't think anyone's going to be pushing that position, so be patient all he likes, but it's not going to lead to much at all. Now spotted him, and MBK with a clean finish there. 3 kills in total. Was looking like North maybe did enough, but apparently not.
Yeah, and I was about to unleash the criticism on Vitality because it sort of felt like they were fighting a little bit, you know, one at a time alone. But then actually right at the end, they all 3 of them pushed at the same time. And I think North were already of the mindset, they're like, okay, we've done the first part, now we need to get the bomb down. And just as they were sort of thinking about that, that push happened. So it was really good timing, actually. Great turnaround.
Full eco for this one. Just a PT-50 bought by KRB. That's it. Nothing else to report. Nade will do a lot of damage. Ouch. About 150.
That's, again, it's not every day you see that kind of action with the HE grenades. Could you even imagine, Henry, what this game would be like if you had the 1.6 nades that did damage to walls?
I guess if it did less damage in general, I would be okay with it. Because right now, like, you do see those moments where it looks like it should do a ton of damage and nothing happens at all, you know?
There are some clipping issues every once in a while.
Like they did kind of rectify it, I think, at the start of the year. There was a small patch to stop it being so detrimental in terms of the tiniest pixel could block it. But yeah, overall, I feel like it needs a little bit of penetration.
Do you know that that's a good thing to take out of context right there?
Yes.
But do you know that bug there was in the beginning where someone had full armor, but the grenade would do damage like they had none?
Yes, I do
don't know if
remember
that's still in here. I haven't seen it for a while.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I haven't really thought about it. I think if you have no armor, the decoy can kill you. The nades touching you in general can do like 3 damage. Maybe it's just 1 point of damage when you do have armor. I'm not sure. But either way, North have got themselves down towards Secret. Successful play at the start of the round. 4 players down there cleanly, no damage taken.
Oh, this crossfire though.
It's kind of filthy, isn't it? With Zai with the door. Well, if they try and open things, it will be really difficult. I don't think he's touching it anymore, but still. Zaiwu waiting patiently.
I mean, if they come in the other side, then the whole thing is kind of blown away anyway. I don't think that will have much of an impact. They're just all down here. Everybody funneling through the same choke point. Again, Zaiwu with the UMP actually just this game wants to get... He sold away NBK, didn't he? Left the door wide open for them to take him down.
Well, it's all falling apart now. They'll pay the price. First gun round looks successful for the boys in North. Alex, in-game leader, will try and save the Org. They've got to buy next round, whatever happens, so they're okay in that respect. But if he saves the Org, they'll have a lot more.
I feel bad for NBK. Zaiwu left the door open for a draft of bullets.
Yeah, it's like, here you go. Bye. Peace out. And Alex will do well to survive this one. It's an incredibly difficult shot. Kiabi's got the advantage, and he'll capitalize upon it. Get the final kill, and it's North back on their feet here. But like I said, there still is a buy there for North for Vitality, and we'll see if they want to experiment with that. They're on the CT side. They don't want to let the bank accounts of North build up, so I wouldn't be surprised if they bring out at least 3 AKs here. Time will tell. So they got 3 AKs, 1 Krieg, and 1 MP5. Don't really see that too often on the T side, to be honest.
No, you don't. Moses was excited about it in Dallas, the MP5.
I don't mind it. Like, it's just, if you look at the stats, it's not amazing compared to the other guns. The silence is kind of cool on the CD side, I suppose. Vitality will have 3 Orcs, 1 from us, 1 MP9. Very limited in terms of the grenades, so they're going to have to be careful with those. Holding up now. They have got a kit. MBK swallows his pride. He'll just go for the SMG here. 15 kills to his name, top fragging there. We haven't seen more out of MBK this year since he's dropped off the in-game leading role. Holding towards ramp for now. 9-9. First map at this best of 3. Final matchup of the day. Grenades exchanged. North trying to bait out what they can. Looks like an upper commitment. Fowded is waiting for the go signal here.
50 seconds now on the clock, and they're both going to be able to hut. Oh, that Molotov actually missing completely. All right, and they get completely crushed. That was
designed for, I guess, not the hut, maybe the area above it.
Yeah, for the rafters up there.
The rafters, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that was the plan.
That's a very common position, one that's difficult to check. Looking up vertically is one of the most difficult shots you'll take in CS. And didn't land at all, and they would have been aware of that. We saw it, you can hear it as well when a Molotov doesn't land. And if anything, that's going to start kind of putting North in a difficult position, like, oh, do we even know this execution? Like, we don't have the key Molotov. That's obviously a massive issue. As we head towards outside, first kill with Zaiwu after the HE grenade did a ton of damage. He gets the first kill with the Krieg. Gate is low as well. He swings out like that.
Oh.
He's challenging. With the bomb as well, Anders, I'm not a fan of that at all. Get it, if you've got to cross safely, stay alive, right? Get that bomb in a safe position.
Yeah, but I'm even more confused about the fact that he didn't get the kill. I mean, I know he's really low on health, but...
Yeah, but like the fact he's even made that decision to push that far, like just get away. Just get down there.
Yeah. Don't want to be leaving the bomb floating out in the middle of the nowhere.
If he did the bomb, I'd agree with you. I'd be like, okay, he saw a kill, he went for it. If you've got the bomb in your back, though, you cannot be making those sort of plays. I don't think it would have made a massive difference. I don't think they win the round regardless. But still, it might have been a little bit more convincing than this.
Vitality currently doing a pretty good job of swinging this a little bit back. Good kill for AZ. These kills actually do matter, especially if he could have got one more, but that's not going to be possible. So the money will continue to build on the French side. 11-9, and yeah, the money now for North is looking absolutely dreadful. They need another tech timeout. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That would help them out after the results of the previous one. It's a full investment with UMPs and an MP5. I have not seen that before.
No, this is the odd one, right? 20 kills, Kirby. We didn't really get to see the MP5 do anything last time, so maybe this is the time to get it done. Waiting to explode out of the door. You have to assume if they can set up the right. Last time I think they wanted to do this, but they got blocked by a smoke at the squeak door. Apex setting up very far back and just getting ready. We'll see if North can. It seems to me it's still very unlikely. They're going to have a couple of flashbangs here, and that's pretty much it. Valdez raining out early. Actually, there's a bit of a team kill, but they do get a couple of openings.
They absolutely do. And it's now a 4 versus 3. They managed to get a rifle. And that HE grenade couldn't be better. Alex will at least take down the bot carrier. Oh, that's way too much of a commitment, I would say. But still, they have a fighting chance here, but they've given up another rifle. Did it drop down? Oh. Oh, Valda can get this player on A main. No doubt. This is done. I feel like he's got at least one kill here. There it is. And somehow, some way, Anders, it's the round with 5 SMGs. The upper push is the one that works out for them.
Yeah, it's only really the fact that it's Sai will actually give you a little bit of hope, but now he's all the way out of it. They didn't try and knife him. But still, another round for North, 10-11. So I'm kind of surprised that worked. I gotta say, I'm a little bit shocked.
Let's have a look at the tactic exactly. So they went for the upper play here. They even had a team kill come through. You can see it's not super technical. A couple of flashes. There was no smoke towards heaven. They actually just won out with the duels with huge numbers in the choke points.
They didn't even have any. They just had the 4 flashbangs, I think.
That was it.
Kind of crazy.
Remember, this is the pick of Vitality as well. If North do come back and steal this, it's Inferno next. Not that scary. If Vitality is the map they certainly play, but it felt like such a done deal, right? They had that strong first half, 7 rounds posted. Sure, it's disappointed they didn't get more, but here we go. AZ opening things up once again. That's Apex dropped. The French did pretty much fully invest into this round. They've got SMGs, 2 rifles now, and Apex has been removed, silenced.
PK down here. Smoke. That was the second to last that they have, so Alex has the other one. That could obviously become a problem. A lot of shots coming through. Gade the one to open up at RPK. That's a great double return with the UMP. They really needed that. There's still a 2-on-3. And MPK doesn't see the guy behind the box. That's Valda doing a lot of damage and even following up with a headshot, sending him flying down the ladder. That will be another great round for North. And that, you said it was a full investment last time.
Yep. Okay then, North with the gamble of the Force Buy with SMGs across the board. You got to have balls of steel as an in-game leader to pull that one off. And remember, Valda is now the in-game leader of North. It was Cadian that was removed about 2 months ago, and he was the sniper and in-game leader. Didn't seem to be working out for them, so they scrapped that, brought in Yugi, and put him on the main AWP, and actually took Valda to the in-game leader position. We'll talk over this one, as it should be a pretty clean round here.
All the grenades.
That. Yes, indeed. And it's Valda's stats have certainly gone down since he started leading, but I feel like it's just a matter of time before he finds out godlike form again. And he's currently set on 14 kills, 9 deaths. That is at the bottom, but there's 2 other players on 14 as well, so it doesn't really mean much.
I just feel like it puts Valda in such a unique position to let's say, increase his stock as a player individually. If he can do this too, then my God, like, you know, that's it, you know. He will never not have a position in a team for a really long time, right?
Yeah, good point. They're few and far between in-game leaders these days. We'll see what the leader of Vitality can come up with. They've got 4 rifles. Zywoo on a UMP. That's a little bit troubling for them. We'll see if it's going to be a successful play, though. Yugi will be pushed back by the incendiary. Still holding the angle. Can still comfortably watch Squeaky Door towards main entrance. Might be a push towards ramp here. They are kind of posturing in the lobby at this point, just waiting to get some intel. What's the setup for Vitality looking like?
At least they're getting the intel that there aren't a lot of grenades that they're throwing Vitality, right? They're going to be smoking that out. RPK in the corner. Couldn't get the double. And actually, great cleanup, though, from Saiwu. That was so much more efficient. Did he also close the door behind them? I think he might have. Otherwise, maybe there would have been a bit of a help. Valda gets the call that someone's up there, but he's got to be quick about this. Look at that smoke behind him. Oh, they're not even pushing it. He's down very low to 6 health, but he's got the bomb. And he falls back down. Alex on 14 health.
He's going to the ramp, though. He's made the right call. Oh, he's won the round. Oh, Alex, no. Oh, there it is. Wenza. One bullet either way would have actually taken him down. He misses the first 5 or 6 shots, but he gets the headshot in the end, wins the round. Wasn't as clean as they would like, that's for sure, but they win it. Problem is, Anders, they only get $3,500 per player now. You can see that money on the right-hand side of your screens. Alex can drop 1, but there's going to be compromises here. They won't have a full buy. And lose its next rounds, you can see Vitality actually have no loss bonus at this point. Is that correct? They should do, because they lost 3 in a row. It says 0 at the bottom, but I guess it's because they won the previous round. Either way.
So Bob might pay great, Henry. I won't lie. It's too complicated.
Yeah,
for me.
you haven't really caught on to this new system.
It'll be a couple of years before I'm ready.
Yeah, too ready to really explore.
By the time it changes, I'll be. Oh yeah, now I've finally got it.
There you go. So they'll be at the first stage on the CT side. So regardless, winning that round. We'll see what they're going to do with it. They're taking a tactical timeout. Alex did save the AUG. He's going to have to drop someone. So we'll see who gets that AUG. Apex has been thrown it. Definitely need a timeout for these sort of scenarios. Coming to the end of the first map. Remember, it's the Vitality pick as well. If they give it up in this fashion, it would be such a nightmare for them. Orbs out of Zywo, glass cannon, auto shotgun for MBK. One of the few maps you'll see it brought out regularly. And he'll be heading towards ramp.
That could get very exciting, couldn't it? With the AWP, no armor, and auto shotgun, definitely. That could create some interesting gameplay. That's a lot of smokes raining down out here. Yeah, they've got it both. I thought they maybe were missing one of them there, but it's always interesting when people throw that wall close to Mini.
Yeah, it gives you access to the garage area for sure. Here's the auto shotgun. It's finding kills and more damage. It looks like Vitality are going to pull this one off. It was always going to be a difficult round for them. And there it is, that CT aggression. Knowing you haven't got the full resources to fend off an execution or even a default, they take the battle towards North. And they weren't expecting it at all. Being pushed from every facet of the map. The auto shotgun providing a lot of covering fire and damage output as well. They'll take the lead 13-12 as now the boots on the other foot, Anders. We're going to see North be tested financially. A couple of Galils, 3 AKs, AZ no nades apart from a flashbang. Still an okay buy with the 3 AKs, but 2 Galils does not bode well. And Valda and AZ without helmets. I guess the 2 AKs not a huge deal there, but it means the AUG's become a lot more powerful now. Who will be posting the next round? Whoever wins this round sends their opposition to an eco. Bear that in mind. So if it's Vitality, they probably close up. If it's North, they'll probably get up to 14 before Vitality can even respond.
Yeah, so there could be like a huge twist at the end of this game.
Yeah, this round pretty much, I don't want to say decides it all, but it's not far from it.
We'll see. They put out that wall of smokes fairly late, which is good news for them, because otherwise they would have thrown them into the Molotov that was out there waiting for them. Apex with a smoke in hand. He's going to put it up, no problem there. And AZ not wanting to risk any kind of a shot through yet anyway. The fact that Saiwu's got that AWP should be really scary as well. There's RPK up on the high ground, but he only gets the 1 before he goes down. Saiwu to clear out AZ, and now that's a great lineup. They just doubled up for Apex to clear out that whole round. Wonderful triple for him.
Yeah, no chance there for North. Just all focusing towards Heaven. They've got no information as to where Apex resides. He was actually by the CT vent. Smoked off squeaky door. He essentially funnels them all through the hut with that play. Now, he did come through, but RPK with the first took a lot of aggro for Apex to swing around, especially after Zywo got the follow-up frag with the AWP. And I did say whoever lost that round would be on eco. North don't want anything to do with that. They're going to force buy and take another gamble here as they are down 14-12. This is for map points, not series points. It's the first map, and Apex will open things up. A blind spray towards the door. He'll take down Azio. I think was trying to sneak down the vents. And North will have essentially nothing as they give this up cleanly. Need a bomb pun at least.
Yeah, but how can they even get close? Maybe, yeah, if they can win the fight a ramp, that would be something, but NBK back here, grenade gonna land probably right on top of at least a couple of people. Look like it should have, and yeah, the follow-up there, not bad at all. They clean it up, you hear the woos going on in the background. They're feeling it right now, Vitality. That's the 4th in a row that they're picking up, and it is starting to look a lot better for them. And North, though, on the other hand, very poor, very, yeah, backs against the wall right now.
They have to buy. It'll be the SMG set up once again. This time they can't even afford that. 3 SMGs, 2 Deagles. They have got smokes and flashes, but I feel like this is where it all ends. Vitality, sure, it was a lot closer than they would have anticipated, but they've done enough. I'm talking like this is definitely over. I'm just assuming it is. North did win this round before, but up against a lot less than a fully equipped Vitality side. They've got all their grenades, they've got the orb.
And look
AK
at this
and
aggression.
Apex. Yeah, you're right. So they can just sit one player in the corner. Zywu can take the first shot, bait them all to try and pounce on top of the sniper, and then you've got an AK waiting in position, or an AUG I should say. But he smokes off the lobby. AZ's in a lot of trouble, and the bomb's gone down. I think we're done here, Anders. 5 on 2.
Yeah, whatever plans they had here on the north side, they've definitely been completely silenced.
Oh, hold on.
And Kebu, yeah, they did get a couple of kills there, but still, they're so far away from getting even the bomb picked up and then getting to a bomb site. So rough. Now, re-engaging into the lobby's Vitality. There's a bit of a flank going on. Valda, maybe if he could open it up, that would be a huge turnaround. He's going to get that 1 kill, drawing a bit of attention away. RPK coming back for him and almost won that fight too. Now it's Kirby rushing through, actually flashed his way through. RPK's right there and somehow they win it. Unbelievable turnaround from North.
He didn't have the bomb. He could have just played the sites. They were just trying to close it out as quickly as they possibly could. Really didn't work out for them, and it's the 3 SMGs, 2 Deagles that keeps North alive and kicking. We saw a lot of overtime earlier. Could we get a little bit more? It was actually North that had to play the triple overtime, Anders. So I'm interested to see if they can do this now. They're only 2 rounds. You can look at the complexion of Vitality right now. They still have decent amounts of cash, but if ever there was a chance to close out a game, that was probably it. Best chance you're going to get.
Yeah, that was really an unbelievable. If you just rewind that round a little bit, there should just be no way at all that North could actually pick that one up. So in every way, I'm shocked. Once they got those kills on the 2 guys coming in from T spawn even, and they smoke off the bomb in like on that side of the lobby, that's it, man. 15-13 instead. If they bring it to overtime now, Vitality surely are going to be a little bit upset.
Yeah, I think that's putting it lightly. This was like...
You spill over into anger.
Yeah, could actually do that. The fact that the bomb was down in lobby, they were just playing it like, this is done, it's over, and fair enough, we all thought it was as well. Kiabi keeps the dream alive, and if it does go to overtime now, yes, Vitality will be absolutely gutted, and North will be like, well, let's just do this again, boys. We were 14-3 down before, and we brought it back. Could they do it again? Oh, this is tantalizing. North with 3 AKs, 1 Galil, Yugi sniper, and there is a pick towards CT, but I don't think he spotted the head of Alex, definitely not. You can see Alex doesn't want to overcommit, he knows it's dangerous. Smoke's being exchanged, flashes making their way towards garage.
It's not risk-free for Yugi either, right? When he's scoped up like that, he could definitely get picked off from some angle. That's a great opening for MBK, and you know, Gate he's a couple of shots away, but Alex, there was the ult from Yugi sneaking in behind there. There was a bit of a chance. Samu hasn't made a sound, then NBK will follow up his opening with another kill, giving Vitality another great position. There's Alex taking down one. A 5, make that a 1 versus 5. This time, I think the luck has simply run out.
I think you might be right. It was still a great game with CS. Like, fair play to North. They're proving to be a very tenacious team and bouncing back from situations you just didn't think were recoverable. But eventually the luck had to drain out somewhere. Gade with 18 HP. He's already been caught up in a couple of interactions here. Just a matter of time, and there it is. 16-13. Vitality will pick up the first map of the series. It's their pick. And we move on to Inferno next, which you'd normally think in this sort of best of 3, you'd go for a map that's going to be a weakness for your opposition, or maybe something they're not that comfortable with. Inferno, everyone plays Anders. Do you think Vitality can close this out 2-0?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance. I mean, especially in BK right there, 21 kills at the end, had a really great game, so
Yeah.
I think they got a good shot at this.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, be back with map number 2, and of course the desk as well, so don't miss it. We'll be right back.
Would you rather stay? I watch you be and slowly walk away. I would rather leave. I'll take your heart and wipe it off your sleeve. Should have known by now, there's no reason to.
Welcome back to the ECS Season 7 finals, where before the break, we saw Vitality clinch that first map win 16-13 on Nuke. What did you guys kind of make of that first matchup?
I just accidentally gave you a compliment, and I think I'm going to do the same thing to Vitality now.
Yes.
I think they played a decent game here. I think North were by no means a bad team in this matchup. I think Vitality was just better on a few of those parameters. Obviously, winning both pistol rounds, that's going to pan out fine for you. Saivu having a decent game again. You know, he may not have had a lot of frags, but as you can see on the scoreboard, his damage was actually quite up there. Alex had 24, Saivu only on 21, but damage-wise, Saivu was definitely up there, having a lot of impact, and that's exactly what Vitality needed. On the other side of the team, Yugi not really having a great game. He hasn't found his rhythm for North on Nuke with the AWP, and that's a big problem for them.
Yeah, definitely. I was just looking at this Vitality stats, and I think one of the defining factors for them recently has been Alex coming onto his own. I think he had a rough start in Vitality. I have played with him. I know he can play great Counter-Strike. He has a great feeling for the game, but I think he took a long time to adapt into this new team. Obviously, his role changed change now.
Yeah.
But he really found his form, and here we could see he had clutches going for them. He had obviously the most frags. But to be honest, I think this 16-13 for Vitality, they can be happy about it. I think they escaped a little bit. They kind of stole that map way, if I dare say. As Jacob said, they won both pistols. They were up 7-2 in the first half, 5-1 in the second one. So if you count everything together, when everyone had money, then North was really the one running the show.
Well, exactly. I mean, a thing that people might not know at home, when Alex was on LDLC, he was the in-game leader. So it's not necessarily a new role for him, like calling strats, that sort of stuff, because he's doing it in part with MBK, if I'm correct in saying.
Yeah, he is. And in LDLC, obviously, Existence was doing it, but Alex always had a voice. I think Alex always understood the game, and he had ideas on how to do it. But the big difference between LDLC and now is, I think he was more individualistic in his approach. In LDLC, he could always, for example, if he played a position, he would always know how to abuse his opponents. He would know how to find solutions. He had a harder time explaining to everyone and put a plan together. So that's his biggest, I think, development in Vitality now. Obviously, he's an in-game leader. He has to handle 5 or 4 if you don't count himself. But that's the difference. Now he has to do it for the whole team.
Well, we're going to have a look at the odds specifically for map 2 of this series that we're going to be jumping into very shortly. But let's take a look at our Pinnacle Esports odds up on the screen. There we go. So it is still in favour of Vitality going into this one, but it's not too close.
Did it change? I think it became a little closer, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It did, but I would argue that North are just as good as Vitality on the map of Inferno. I mean, North picked this map, and we did see Vitality struggle against Furia in the semi-final of or quarterfinal, sorry, of the Dallas tournament on the map of Inferno. Vitality used to be good on Inferno. You always talk about Apex being a very great Inferno player, but he hasn't really. That's where I want to put my critique of this Vitality lineup. He's a great player. He's a very explosive player, but when he's not hitting his stride, when he's not feeling it, he becomes a liability, I feel, because he's always so aggressive. He doesn't have a stop button. So that's a big task for Alex to control, Apex and make sure that he understands when the line is being met. If he's going too aggressive and constantly dies, then Vitality could be in a big trouble.
I think that's even something he's wearing heavily on his shoulders right now. I was talking to him in Dallas, and he told me that they're actually looking to diversify his role a little bit more, so that he's not only that first guy that goes first, because it's a hard role to fit in, honestly. When you have to go first, obviously you need, or you feel all that responsibility, that if you don't hit your shot, your team might be in trouble. So now they're looking to put Apex in some different roles. I think it's going to give him a breather, because I would agree with you. For the longest time, he was the one deciding, is it going to rain today or is it going to be a sunny day? If I have a good day, we're good. If I don't, we're going to be in trouble.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for those thoughts. We're going to head over into our second map. But before we do that, I've got to tell you about our premium pass. It is available to Twitch subscribers of the Face It Twitch channel, and you have access to 10-player POVs, an interactive map, loads of really cool stats, and of course you can cheer on your favourite players using bits. So it's definitely worth going over and doing that. We're going to head over to a short break, but when we are back, we're going to be jumping into map number 2 of this final best of 3 series.